Let's see what's going on with Capricorn. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this second week of September 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Capricorn's feelings first of all. The Justice reversed. Something's unfair, something's unequal. You've been wronged somehow. Major Arcana for Libra. Tell you what I might do on memberships is like all the signs versus each other. It'd have to be something I can like realistically keep up with, wouldn't it? Or could you like the month ahead, finance readings, stuff like that. The World card. Now, the World is a nice card, okay? It's a Major Arcana. In the story of the Major Arcana, the Fool realises that better days are coming. You can see this shooting star. After a rough spell, we can rationalise, okay? And we know that life is just a series of ups and downs, okay? What goes down must come back up. You know, after a hard period, we're going to get a good period. It's just how it is, you know, things shift, things change. Change is inevitable. It's the only constant that we have is change. So better days are most definitely coming. So feeling more positive after being wronged in some way, Capricorn. Hi, Rishabh. Hi, Alpana. These are collective readings by zodiac sign. You can pay for a personal reading, or you can watch the sign of your person and watch your sign, and you should be able to follow a narrative that should answer your question. If you support the channel, when I get to 4,000 watch hours, I'll start to do lives dedicated to answering your questions for like $10 or something per question. I know that's very popular. The 5 of Wands reversed is like, I don't want drama. I do not want any conflict. I don't want mixed up emotions. I don't want any trouble from anyone else. I don't want anyone rocking my boat. You know, I'm just trying to get myself stable right now. Avoiding drama. Whoop. 2 of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed. Now, the 2 of Wands reversed is refusing to make a plan. Okay, so you don't make a plan when you don't know which way your life is going. So someone's avoiding making some sort of plan. And the King of Pentacles reversed is like someone who's very unstable financially. It's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If they were upright, they'd be a fantastic provider, very secure financially, very nurturing, very giving, love languages to buy things for the people that they care about. And they like to, be materially wealthy. Things are not good financially right now, but this person doesn't know what to do about it. Hence the lack of planning. I don't answer individual questions on these lives, sorry. I have to do readings for collective at the moment because they're free. The Judgment reversed. The Judgment upright is we're trying to raise the dead, we're trying to evoke strong emotions, get people to wake up and take action where they need to act. This person's ignoring the call to act. They're like denying this sense of like urgent responding to something. They're in denial, they're closed off, they're ignoring any like vibes, feelings, sensations, ignoring what they really want or what they really need to do. The Page of Wands reversed is not being enthusiastic about any kind of new venture, whether that's work, whether it's relocating, becoming single, entering into a relationship, having been single. It's like a lack of enthusiasm. There's just full-on denial going on their side. You're quite like, after you feel like you've been wronged, you're quite rational about things, and you're like, well, stuff has to get better, but I don't want any drama. I'm going to keep out of trouble, like I'm going to focus on myself. Whereas they're more like not dealing with stuff, Let's get 3 for the outcome. Knight of Pentacles, someone's going to make an offer. Knight of Pentacles is usually what you offer someone in the dating phase, like with a view to having a relationship if it goes well. It's increments of time, money, and energy. Like, I wish to invest in you. A page is curious. A knight makes moves, makes a play for people. A king or a queen is probably already very secure. They could be married, they don't have to be, but they're a very mature, responsible person. They're not frivolous, they don't make quick moves. They kind of think things through before they approach and stuff like this, because they've got a lot of responsibilities. They've got stuff to consider, other people to consider. They've got more experience. A knight is like the dating phase. So someone wants to make an offer. Someone's ready to date with a view to getting into a relationship, and they're not enthusiastic about you, so I'd say it's you. Knight of Wands reversed. In the outcome, yeah, I think that's them, and I think you're not going to act with passion anymore. You're going to act you know, for stability, like groundedness, someone who's very earthy the way that you are, Capricorn, like someone that likes stability. You may be very attracted to earth signs. I mean, that person looks like they could have been an earth sign or had earth placements with the King of Pentacles. You're not going to let your emotions like drive you to be impulsive. You're going to invest in someone to get stability. You're not interested in drama or being a player or anything like this. If that card, that Five of Swords, was upright, that would be arguments and division, but it's reversed. So we're avoiding arguments and division. You're looking to find a soulmate. You want to look around, pages look and observe, and you want to find a soulmate. You want to find someone that you're supposed to be with long term. You want a real future with someone. Let's clarify there. Oh, what's this one? Knight of Swords reversed. You're probably going to keep it to yourself. You might not be bragging about it or, you know, being very public, like going on apps about it, but you might just be thinking to yourself, maybe I'll meet someone through work, maybe I'll meet someone through any clubs that I'm a part of, or, you know, a friend of a relative or something like that. Like, you might be keeping it more on the down low, you know, not putting it in everyone's faces or making it overly public. Not in a shady way, just to avoid like gossip and whatever, I don't know. Avoid upsetting this person. Why are they the King of Pentacles reversed, the Judgment reversed, avoiding, planning, unhappy about, unenthusiastic about the future? Sneaky snake. Well, that goes with the fact that you feel something was unjust. Going behind your back, deceitful swindler. Ooh. In a fog, fear, obligation or guilt makes you stay. Get clarity. They could feel guilty about cheating or guilty about, you know, getting you into financial difficulty. They could be afraid to, you know, live in their own chaos. They could be codependent. They could have quite a strong ego and feel like they're obliged to stay because you are married, because you have property or something like this. Because you have kids. Some people don't believe in divorce, you know, and they don't agree with it, and they have quite strong views about it. And sometimes it's not yourself that has those views, but it could be parents. You know, we all worry at any age what our parents think. You know, it really matters to us what our siblings think and what our friends think, you know, co-workers that we're close to. Like, you just worry, don't you? Like, you're like, oh, what's everyone going to say? You shouldn't worry about it because it's not them that's having to live our life, is it? Why are they having like jurisdiction over what we do. It's weird. Didn't give people that option. You wouldn't say, here, just like decorate my house how you want. Because that's your dominion. Who you date, who you marry, who you have children with is your dominion. That's for you to decide. It's not for other people to decide whether you divorce or whether you have to stay in your bed that you made. Because they're not having to live that. That can be a life sentence if you do that. In their feels. They could be into, I don't know, because I was going to say they could be into someone else, but they're not excited about the future. Sometimes you cheat and you regret it, you know. If it's a one-night stand, it doesn't really mean anything. You're like, well, why did you do that? That was pointless. Or, you know, people pay for prostitutes and stuff like that. So that's not like a love situation, is it? It doesn't mean you're excited about the future. You could be into drink and drugs and prostitutes because you're unraveling. That doesn't mean that you're excited to be with a new person. It just means that you're processing problems that you've got in your life in a very toxic way. It's like a toxic coping mechanism. It's not enthusiasm for a brand new start in a healthy relationship. It's very different. I pretend I don't care, but I see you in my dreams. Yeah, it's like they're not into anyone new. They're unraveling. A lot of people unravel, you know. They're like, oh, I'll take you out, mate, and get you drunk, and you just need to like go and get really drunk and go on a big bender. And that's how mates help people that are going through a breakup. And it's like, it doesn't help you wake up the next day broke, hungover, lonely, and wondering where your life's going. And I just feel like that's what this King of Pentacles is doing. Whether they're male or female, I think they're like, where is my life going? Let's get a no contact message from them. Focused on money. I'm currently focusing on my career and finances. My main priority is financial stability. Well, I would expect that because they're the King of Pentacles reversed. So it doesn't mean that they are an earth sign necessarily. They could be. But the main reason Spirit's pulled out the King of Pentacles is that about money and being able to provide and have stability. This person's got a lot of outgoings. Either they've lost their job or, you know, the cost of living plus some extra expenses because they're separating from you is, you know, putting them through their paces. So they're just kind of focused on, you know, the way that we get nervous in a civilized kind of like reality, 3D reality, is we feel unsafe when we don't have money coming in. We feel unsafe when we know we can't house ourselves, when we can't pay bills. So they know that they've got to focus on that. They could have addiction, they could have, you know, other things going on. It could simply be that they're struggling with work because their mental health isn't good, or work is just stressful. Like 50% of the workforce in the world is like suffering from chronic stress. So it doesn't matter what job you do, but people are stressed out, aren't they? So, and then there's all this going on. It's too much. My fantasy, you're my fantasy. I have pictures and videos saved of you and use them for inspiration. I want you. So they never got over you. Still listening. I listen to the music you've shared with me. It helps me to connect with you, although we are apart. That's hard. whatever they did, I'm not saying to get back with them, but sometimes it helps to know that they're suffering, or it helps to know that they've got regrets, or it helps to know that there isn't someone else, it's just them unraveling, like, it doesn't make it okay or fine, but you don't like to think that it's because there's someone else, or that they're doing really well, since, like, and the problem was just you or whatever, like, even if people say shit like that, it's never the case. They're just projecting. Doesn't mean it doesn't stay in your head, but... Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm trying to eat less because... I put weight on over the summer. Like, I tried my work clothes on and I was like, some of those are a little bit tight. So I've had fruit. Like, I'm not starving myself, but it's nearly dinner, so it's fine. Pay attention to signs. The synchronicities you have been noticing are not coincidences. Ooh. I can feel it's going to happen again. Hang on, let me have some water. It might help. Did I sound really scouse then? Everyone's laughing about this meme where this scouse lad's going, I'm serious. I'm laughing about that at the moment. You have so many choices and options. This is what they're thinking and feeling. I just wish things were different. I am absolutely in love with you. And 6 is the 6 of Cups, which is soulmates. I don't know what this person's problems are, but they don't cope with them in a healthy way. They self-medicate and act out, spiral. It's okay to be stressed, but the best way is to talk about things and go to GP. It's not to overly drink or gamble or seek out prostitutes or, overly get into anything. Smoking and getting out of it that's escapism. You've got to come back to all your problems again. All they think about is you, Capricorn, and I'm not saying that you have to get back with them, but it's just like information so that that's where they're at. But you definitely feel like you were wronged in a big way, and better days are coming, and you're kind of like looking for a new investment. You want a true soulmate. Don't overdo it. It will cost you. Only do it once. Be patient. Don't doubt it. Ooh, that's a bit weird, isn't it? What the hell is that? I feel like all of those are like, after something's ended, don't go back. If you choose to get over someone, only do it once. Be patient and don't doubt, the decisions that you've made. Don't overdo it, it'll cost you. Like, to me, that's like the negative coping mechanisms, like the self-medicating and, cheating on someone, even if it's with a prostitute, is still cheating. You might not be emotionally cheating, but you're just not coping with stuff in the proper way. And I know someone, he's not a bad person at all. A friend's husband, they both went through a really horrendous time. They both got made jobless overnight in another country during the pandemic, and one, went to a GP and coped with her breakdown in that way, and the other one cheated and got high and spiraled, what they both suffered. It wasn't an emotional cheating, it was just like, I've done things the right way and it hasn't worked for me. It was like a sense of, this is not fair at all. They had little ones and come back home, the rent's like a stupid amount, gets doubled overnight just because the landlord felt like it. They struggle to find work, him in particular, and it's just, people aren't necessarily awful that are doing things when they're spiraling. It's just like they're not coping. Do you know what I mean? And it's usually after a long period of trying to cope. He's actually redeemed himself since, and they're all happily together. So you just never know, do you? You just never know what people are going to go through in their life, and what you're going to have to work through. A loved one from the past will re-enter your life. Isn't that weird that I was saying that? Isn't that so weird? That's freaked me out. Hi, love being Nana. Oh, thank you. I'm having a fine day today. I went for a walk in the rain in my autumnal hoodie that I made, and I enjoyed it because it's still quite warm, isn't it? It's still quite warm in the day, so it's quite a nice time of year. Like, I don't mind the rain. It's not windy, really. It's quite a still day. It's quite warm. A little bit of rain is quite nice. It's actually better for my lungs, that kind of weather, so. And yeah, all the leaves are starting to change and stuff. It's really nice. Casting spells. The words I speak and the stories I tell are like spells. What I say and believe I attract more of. So I shift my story from lack to abundance, from victim to empowered, and from complaint to gratitude. Now when I speak to others through my words, I am casting beautiful spells. And just as I say that, it's 1:11 and 11 on the clock. So yes, we've been on here for an hour, 11 minutes and 11 seconds. So you'll have to look up those angel numbers, 111 and 1111. We know that's make a wish. Casting spells is like, so this may come back to you. I'm amazed every day at how my friend was able to forgive her husband, but she realised, she said to me, well, if I hadn't have let him live in the house, lived in separate rooms, but if I had have rejected him, he wouldn't have had his kids. He would have felt like his whole life was over, and he would have taken more drugs and gone to more parties. So she opened the door a bit, and they continued that way for quite a while, and now they're fully back together, and it's he's totally better than he ever was. They're really tight now, so it's I don't know, I'm learning every day. Do you know what I mean? I don't know everything, and how I think about things and how I feel about things changes every 5 to 10 years, to be honest. There's no way I would have accepted that in my 20s, and I would have been so black and white about everything. But yeah, so much has happened. Like, I'm 40 now, so much has happened. I've seen so much happen, and I just think, I let people like work their own way through stuff, haven't they? Haven't you? And they're entitled to do what they want, and it may be the right thing for them. So if Capricorn is going to reunite with this ex at some point, when will that happen? Crap. Oh, I can't keep hold of it all, so we'll just look at it, okay? Because maybe it's supposed to be out around July, so this time next year almost. Yeah, around July, August next year. It'll be sooner than you expect. No, that's really weird, because if I was on the wrong track, it'd probably say, like, concentrate on yourself or do this or that. But you may have time apart from this person who's unraveling, and you may come back together next year, next summer. Because it says a loved one from the past will re-enter your life. Casting spells. Did I get these or not? I don't think I pulled this one, did I? Threads. Weave the threads of your dreams, your thoughts shape your reality. The words I speak and the stories I tell are like spells. What I say and believe I attract more of. So I shift my story from lack to abundance, from victim to empowered, and from complaint to gratitude. Now when I speak to others, through my words I am casting beautiful spells. A loved one will return to your life. Threads. Weave the threads of your dreams, your thoughts shape your reality. There's a lot about positive thinking here, and this is what's required for your manifestations. If you love someone unconditionally, you just want them to kind of sort themselves out and be okay for their sake. It doesn't mean that the condition is like, as long as they get back with you. And I've experienced that multiple times, where I just want the person to heal, even if it's sad that we're not together, even if you just don't want to see someone in distress. It doesn't make you feel good, and when you do that and you don't hold grudges, you heal the heart chakra, and you forgive and you surrender things. You don't try to control it. The minute you try to control the outcome of something, it slows everything down. If you start to feel angry or bitter or wish, ill on people, you lower your vibration. If you think everything's against you, you lower your vibration. If you just say, I'm really grateful for this or that, it's okay that I'm upset because a lot's happened. But, I can't control someone else's healing, and these are the things that I want. And I want a person with these qualities. I want a workplace with these characteristics. I want to live in this location. These are things that I want, and I surrender them to the universe, and the divine will bring things in as and when they're supposed to. And for now, I'm going to concentrate on myself. And I promise you, like, your life will be so different in a year's time. Right, I've pulled everything that I can. If you're not interested in the past and you want someone new, totally new, and you know that and you're adamant about that, when will Capricorn meet someone new if Capricorn wants someone new? presumably you need to heal a bit before you get involved with someone new, because you definitely feel like you were wronged, but then we know that you're looking for investment and security, aren't you, with someone, so... Release the need to control the situation. Okay, focus on yourself. You can never go wrong with that. Focus on feeling abundant, being grateful, being high vibrational. Try to be positive as much as you can. Ask the universe what you want and then surrender it. Okay, release the need to control it. And I love that dream catcher. I've got one that looks like that, you know. You're going to have what you want either way, okay? Alright, take care. I hope this resonates for some people or people that you know. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. I'm on TikTok and YouTube, but I post exactly the same content on both. I do the lives on YouTube and then I break them up into individual readings and post them, because it gets me into the algorithm twice and not everyone, you know, wants to like rewind through a live with chatting and stuff like that. I don't do the lives on TikTok, but I would like to do a live on TikTok. It doesn't save the video if you do a live on TikTok, so it's just something that I would have to do extra time-wise. It's not going to help me with keeping up with my posts. It would be an addition, maybe just get more. I should try it to see if I get a lot more followers, because TikTok is growing faster than YouTube for me, but that's without even doing any lives, so I kind of like got no idea what effect it'll have, like, or how much effect it'll have. I'm quite curious. I just wish it would save them. Occasionally I post like motivational quotes that I've seen, you know, in other places. I repost them on my Instagram. I've set up an Instagram now, but I won't be posting videos on there. It'll just be like motivational messages and stuff. I set it up because I might be collabing with some other tarot readers, so we can communicate through there. We love a quote though. It's all part of the self-work and the healing and recovery. Oh, I've dropped it. Hang on. Right, on to Aquarius. I'm going to have to nip to the loo. Varying Red Beard has taught me, put it in the wrong way, not to hold my way in for tarot.